Hello, welcome to Life in the Flat Lane. Um, Next update. I've got a bit of a better one today because we've had a medical today. We've actually seen a GP. So it's more of an update on that, I guess. Not the best of days, really. Um, so gets the GP this morning. So let me see. Richter scale pain wise is probably about 3 today. It's been quite good. Same as yesterday, but yesterday was a very boring day. I had nothing to tell you, hence why there was no posting yesterday. So we get to the GP this morning, and we finally heard back from respiratory. It's taken quite some time because it was the end of January when we contacted those. The GP contacted them for some assistance, some guidance, and the consultant. Now, last year, when you get to a certain age, it would appear that NHS love writing to you and saying, "Oh, now you're of a certain age, you should be going for this kind of test or this kind of test or this kind of thing," and they're all free, blah blah blah. So I had a lung test last year to check my lungs, and I went for, I think, was it an MRI scan, a CT scan. So a CT scan last year, and that came back all nice and clear, nothing wrong. My GP was trying to access those to see if she could see anything, but unfortunately she was unable to access it. So her goal was to get in touch with respiratory um, to see if they could access it and make any recommendations. Um, and they finally got back last week, and I got a message telling me that they talked to me today about treatments. So this is hopefully sorting out the cough, which has been the start of all, I say not the start, but the crux of what on earth is kicking off with my back. Say hello to Myla. She may come and lay down and put your bum in the face. That's not very nice, is it? I don't think they want to see that. Nope. So the consultant had re-examined the lung CT scan and made some very different determinations to what has gone off recently and to what was assessed from last year. Now, bear in mind, a couple of weeks ago, 9th of March, I had a spirometry test, and where it was said I was borderline asthmatic, and I didn't have COPD. The consultant has looked at those scans and has seen and is quite specific. I do have COPD. I also have mild emphysema, which is basically COPD, and some sort of bronchial thing kicking in as well. So I've got to ask some questions at some point as to why that wasn't picked up last year, because they knew I had this cough at that point as well, because it's been going on for almost a year and a half. So I do have questions for that. So I definitely do have COPD, which is now giving me 6 extra tablets a day starting from tomorrow, and a wonderful inhaler. Not the thingy type inhaler you've seen. This is a weird and wonderful thing. That's the instruction booklet for it. Now, look at that. That's tiny in it. Yep, yep. So you would think, yep, it's tiny in it. This is a teeny tiny booklet. Oh my god, it's a broadsheet. Yep, an absolute broadsheet. Yep. So I've got that to look forward to starting from tomorrow. But with any luck, that will start helping with the cough, which will stop annoying my back even more and allow, hopefully, when I start speaking to the MSK people next week, to start treating that and to say, okay, which I'm pretty much getting, is that this is your new normal. This is how, see what's available from them, because the last time there was any imaging work done on my back was like 15 years ago. So we need to see what's going on inside there. Plus the fact I've aged. At that point, so there's going to be general wear and tear. You can't say, have I, when you went earlier on. Right, earlier on, I had a visitor earlier on come round discussing age and said, "You're not old. Yeah." So and at the moment, I'm old. And on Saturday, I become old because I hit the 60. Yeah, wonderful. This is the delights of yeah. But I didn't know you were old. Yeah. Yeah. This is the wife. This is my morale. Properly boosting my morale after that shit this morning. So I've had to order a new medication thing for my daily meds because the box is now longer nowhere near big enough to hold the amount of meds I take per day, and I think I'm over 30 tablets a day now. Something ridiculous like that. So absolutely looking forward to that, and that's not including the paracetamol I take that the wife breaks because she can't get them out of the packs. Yeah, we're taking them out of the pack. She snaps them. Of course, they are the flimsy paracetamol, apparently.
And this was the first time for a long time.
She gave me the bird then, by the way. Yeah. Because you can't see it, that's why she's doing it, because that's why she stays off camera. Yeah, I get all the wonderful morale booster she is. Yeah, so that's where I am at the minute. I've got COPD, fantastic. So I need to do some reading into that, just to have a look and see what's kicking in there. New medication, which apparently is going to make me feel sick. And the GP said, "Are you all right with that?" I said, "Well, it's just going to add to the sickness I've already got with what I'm already taking." So it's going to be wonderful. But with any luck, it will help start tackling the cough and also refer me back to the specialist I saw when I had the spirometry test, speed that appointment up for next month, as she's the specialist on it. So she'll be able to give me some more advice on it and a way forward with that. But yeah, wonderful. So I have to start with an inhaler. But like I say, it's not the traditional type of inhaler you would think that asthmatics take. This has got some sort of slidey thing on the top that you slide to one side and something like that. It's like a round thing, isn't it? It's a really weird shape.
The instructions look weird on the thing.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow when I take it. But sort of like, I'll try and show you the instructions, whether you can see it on that or not. To be fair, it looks like an air freshener. As it does, it's that thing down there. If you can see that down there, yeah. But it looks like an air freshener. So there you go. So yeah, I'm going to be sucking on an air freshener every day for the rest of my life. Woohoo! Just to add that one. So yeah, that's. But I also need to figure out. I need to be asking some questions as to why on earth this wasn't picked up, especially the bronchial stuff that should have been picked up, because apparently there's some furring going on in there, which the consultant saw. But they didn't see last year. So I have to, needless to say, got to raise some questions about that. It's no point getting arsy about it because that's not going to achieve anything. But I do need to sort of like figure out why they didn't see this before. And maybe they could have dealt with it before that, and that wouldn't have aggravated my back, wouldn't have left me flat for 3 months. And then I picked up my world's longest sick note today, or fit note, should say, for 92 days. So I'm going to be stuck like this for a while. It may hopefully be quicker than that, depending on how fast MSK is. But MSK next week, the phone call, and that's on the 31st. That is just a triaging phone call to direct me to the relevant specialist I'll need to see to start the stuff on my back. So yeah, it's not going to be a quick thing. I'm looking at probably 6 to 8 weeks before anything starts with that as well, just for good measure. So I'm a bit worried about my working future at the moment. I've been getting my welfare calls every week, and they have been fantastic. The lady from work has been absolutely amazing and very understanding. I've been very, very lucky with that. And then I've got a Teams meeting on the 6th where things get discussed in much more detail. And now they've just received this, I'm sure things will get discussed in earnest, whether we do redeployment or worst case scenario, medical retirement. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes up. Let's see if we can find something else. Hopefully they want to keep you, and there's something else within the organisation that I can do. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. So yeah, that's not the best update in the world, I'm afraid, but that is what it is. I don't think there's anything else really that's sort of like funny. Oh, I did start telling you before I got sidetracked the other day about my car. Somebody whacked my car last week. Unfortunately, reversed into it in the car park. I caught them. Very apologetic. Gave me the correct details because when I phoned it through to the insurance, everything matched up. So that's being dealt with. That's a couple of weeks away when they come and take my car away and get that repaired. But I was fortunate to be there at the time when it happened. Because the car park pranks people tend to drive off and not admit. And to be fair, I don't even think she'd realised that she'd hit my car till I got her out of hers and showed her that her car was actually pushing my bumper back and scratching all the paintwork. Plus, I then also had to turn the steering wheel because it was a tight turning circle for her. She was having a lot of trouble getting away, which is why she'd bashed the car in the first place. So yeah, I had to turn the steering wheel in the direction, then guide her forward and backwards, and that took quite a bit of time, really, didn't it, to get her out of there? But she seemed very nervous, and again, no point losing your rag with it. These things can make you lose your rag. It's not damage to me; it's damage to a vehicle that can be repaired. So there's no point getting frustrated and mad about it. And she did seem very, very scared at the time as well. So I didn't want to scare the living daylights out of some poor driver. Although I was quite surprised at how she passed the test, I've got to be honest. I don't think there's anything else really. I've not done much of anything else. To say the Richter scale pain wise has been better this week, which is good. But as soon as I start moving, then it kicks off. So while I'm in this position, it's fantastic at the moment. The tramadol is helping an awful lot, although it's still knocking me the hell out. As soon as I start moving around, then yeah, it doesn't take a couple of minutes and it's kicking off. So standing up for a few minutes and it's already beginning to give some, or even just in the sitting position, it's beginning to give some as well. So with any luck, I'll be able to explain that next week, and we can get some sort of treatment organised with our beloved NHS. So yeah, right, that's all I've got for you today. So it's a nice update for you. Everybody, take care, and thanks for listening. Bye now.